Lynette with Charm Grammy Crochet. I hope it's not too dark. I can't see if it's dark or not. Maybe it is. Hold on just a second. Okay, I think that gives us a little better lighting. So welcome to the dining room. I'm Lynette with Charm Grammy Crochet, and we're in the dining room because it's later in the afternoon and Roy is home from work now and he is taking a nap, which is right next to the yarn room, and so it's just, I don't have to worry about making noise if I'm down here. If I'm up there, I have to worry about making noise. I don't want to wake him or keep him up. Again, welcome to the dining room, because we're going to film a couple of videos here today. I'm trying to film a little in advance because I want to get a video out every day. I think I enjoyed being able to talk to you like every day or almost every day. And I'm going to be away over the weekend for part of the weekend, and I don't think we'll be doing any filming at that time. So and I start my new job tomorrow, so I don't know how all that's going to go, so I'm going to get some filmed and then just be on with it. So today's video is hashtag Spring Fling 2023. I was tagged by Sam and Moose Mike from Mamfa's Makes, and then I know I was tagged by Angela from My Precious Yarnery. So I watched their videos and found out that they tagged me. So I thought, okay, well, I'll get this video out of the way right now. So I'm going to read the questions. I got my laptop open over here. So I'll be reading the questions from there and seeing how well I can answer these questions. I know this was started by Rose from Rose Likes Crochet. Hi, Rose. And so anyway, I have several people I'm going to tag at the end if they haven't already been tagged. I'm going to tag them anyway because they'll know if they've been tagged. I don't know if they've been tagged. So question number 1, what do you like to do in the spring that you can't do other times of the year? Well, in late spring, like May 1st, or end of April, beginning of May, our campground opens. So we get to do that. We get to open our camper and we get to start camping again. So that's very exciting every year. You know, you see the people you haven't, that you spend most of your summer with, or your free weekends anyway. And we, don't get to see them much during the winter. So that's always fun and exciting. And, we enjoy being at the campground. So opening the camper is like, yay, summer is coming and winter is going away. And it's, gives you something to do every weekend. So we're real excited about that all the time. And we don't get to open the camper any other time of the year but spring. So that's what we do. What is your favorite springtime flower? I love flowers. I don't know specifically, like daisies and daffodils I know are not daisies. Tulips and daffodils are springtime flowers. Crocuses. I like all of those. My favorite flowers have always been, I love a beautiful rose. I don't know if that's a springtime flower or a summer flower. I love fragrant roses because I used to love the smell of roses, and lilacs. Not because I think they're all that gorgeous, but because I loved the smell of them when I could smell. I haven't had a sense of smell. It's probably close to 10 years. Way before COVID. It has to do, it's a side effect, a rare side effect from some of the medications I take. So I don't really smell anything anymore. I think some daylilies are gorgeous. Like you can get some beautiful colors in daylilies, and I like that. So I like, I mean, what flower don't you like? I guess that's a better question. Because I can't think of one I don't like. I don't know what specifically ones are spring, but I don't think there's a flower I really don't like. So number 3, what is your favorite thing about spring? So here in northern Ohio, the last few winters haven't been too bad, but I've lived here 60 years. I'm 60 years old as of January. And the majority of the winters, this gray cloud comes in sometime around October, November, and it mostly stays until spring, April, May. Then we start, even some end of March, but the gray goes away. The weather gets warmer, and it's like rejuvenating. You get to see the sunshine again. I know for years and years and years, you don't see sun in Ohio in the winter. I mean, the sun comes out, but it's always still gray, cloudy skies from the lake effect snow, or lake effect, I think. We get a great deal of gray clouds, even with the sun out. And then when you see that yellow ball in the sky, you're like, wow, I remember that. The last few winters haven't been too bad. This winter, it's been, we had some really, really cold days, but it's been a very mild winter, not a great deal of snow. And I've seen sun more in the last several winters than, and specifically this winter, I think, a lot more sun than we normally see. But that's what I love about spring mostly, is that you get that rejuvenation. The sun comes out, it gets bright again. The snow melts, but like I said, we haven't had much of that this year. The flowers start to bloom, the warmth comes back. I really do like the warmth coming back. So I think that's what I like most about it, is the rejuvenation and the warmth and the sunshine. Let's see, number 4, what is the weather like in your area? Well, I think I just went through that. Winters tend to be cold and snowy. And gray. And we normally have 4 seasons here. I know a lot of places get 1 season, you have sun all year round. Like Florida had a lot of cold this year, but they still had sun. I mean, I was down there when it was cold and they still had sun. We don't generally get that. But we do get 4 seasons: winter, spring, summer, and fall. But again, the last several years, the spring has been really short. The fall has been really short, if at all. And I'm just talking temperature-wise. Last year, we opened the campground. The kids were coming Memorial weekend, and we had to have the furnace on in the camper. It was so cold. It was in the low 40s, and you're in a tin can, so it's not real nice weather. You had to turn the heat on, and it warms up, and you can be warm. I mean, don't get me wrong. But like 40 in my house and 40 in my camper are 2 different 40s. So we had to have the heat on, not a problem. But that was Memorial weekend, and then we went, which was late to be that still chilly. But then you went from 40s now, and then the next day it's 90, and it was 90 or 80. We didn't get a great deal of spring last year or fall. It just went from really hot to really cold. So usually we have a transition period, but we haven't had that so much. It's the spring and falls are getting shorter as far as the temperatures to go from 50 to in the 50s and 60s. We kind of been skipping over those temperatures on the warm up side of spring and on the cool down side of fall. So, but normally we have that. So number 5, when do you start a garden if you have one? I've never had one. I don't garden. I don't mind having a garden, but I'm not working in a garden. I don't get near any of those creepy crawly little wormy things. They make my skin heebie-jeebie, and I do this. So I don't have a garden. I don't plant flowers. Roy has to do all of that. I did plant flowers at the camper, but they were in topsoil that didn't have any creepy crawlies in it. That's the only time you'll get me near dirt. Like in my plants in the house, I'll plant them. There's no worms. I don't do worms at all for any reason. Don't ask me. Don't get them near me. I will freak out. So I don't do a garden. Roy will sometimes buy tomato plants, but the deers tend to eat them, or we have, I live in an old city, right outside of Cleveland, and my city is as old as Cleveland, and like my house is over 100 years old. This is an older neighborhood. There's city everywhere. But there is, at the end of my street, there's a factory that runs, like my street dead ends into that factory, and beyond that factory is a park for another city behind me. And we get deer, and we have raccoons, and we have, it's so weird to me to see deer walking down the middle of a old city street, but they will walk right up the street and come in and eat our we put corn out for them now because we kind of gave up the battle of not feeding them. They're going to eat it anyway. So I said, Roy, you should just buy corn for those darn deer. They eat a lot of the bird seed, and they probably like the cracked corn better, and they actually kind of do. So he puts it in a dish for the squirrels, the raccoons, because they eat his bird seed otherwise. We've had possums, gophers. You kind of expect those, I guess. I never had those. None of those animals were ever. I grew up in a city just like this. I grew up in Cleveland, and we never had any of those animals in the city here, and yet we have them all here. So he quit planting his small little garden when he came home one day. He says, honey, tomorrow we're having burgers. I'm grilling burgers because my tomato is going to be ready. And they have early girl tomatoes that you can buy that are supposed to be ripe by 4th of July. His never are. But, so it's just shortly after 4th of July. He's been waiting for this tomato to ripen. And he goes outside to pick it the next day right after work. He is all excited to pick this homegrown tomato. And, oh man, he yelled so loud. I'm going to kill me some critters, is what he was pretty much saying. Something ate his tomato. It was waiting for that same day to eat his tomato. He didn't plant a garden again after that, and that's been a couple of years. Let's see. Do we celebrate Easter? Yes, we do. We have dinner and Easter egg hunts and Easter baskets and things like that. With the kids and the grandkids, and sometimes it used to be extended family, but not so much anymore. Number 7, do you crochet or knit anything special for spring? No, I just crochet whatever I want, whenever I want. What is your favorite spring color? Well, my favorite color is always purple. I guess lavender in the spring. I love spring pastels, like Easter colors. I love those. But then I love bright colors too. I like all colors. So I don't know that I have a special spring color. I like all colors all the time. I mean, I like you associate spring with Easter and pastel colors. Or baby colors, but I like those all year. It doesn't have to be spring to like those. Do you spring clean? I avoid cleaning at all costs. Well, not at all costs. I do wash windows and, dust things and whatever. I used to be more vigilant before we had the camper, because now when spring starts to get near, we start going through stuff in the basement to get ready for camping season, and then it's like camper season, so every weekend and you're at the camper and preparing to go to the camper and then coming home with that mess and taking care of that. So since we've been camping on the weekends, my spring cleaning hasn't been as thorough as it used to be. It is what it is. The cleaning will never end. spring and summer do. Let's see. Do you go anywhere for spring break? Well, I don't know what is spring break. I'm not a college student. I haven't been a college student in years. My kids, I mean, my baby is 36, or will be this year. So he's 35. It's been a long time since there was like Easter break. And I don't remember them having much time off, like in school, in grade school. My husband does work for a school system. He does not get breaks like that. So we do travel as often as we can, but it's not necessarily spring. And I would not want to go places where college students are doing spring break. That is not a place that I want to be. They do all their crazy whatevers. I like to vacation where I have space, which is why we do vacation a lot in the winter. A, because we have our camper that we, want to spend time at, and spend, a good chunk of money to be there. Plus, if you vacation in the off season, it gets us out of the winter here, because we will vacation more south, warmer weather, and breaks up the winter here, but it's less expensive and less crowded. So we like to travel a lot in the summer, in the winter time, and go to warmer places. We have gone in April on vacations, but then after that, it's usually just camper. Like after April, any vacations we go to, we usually do just, we stay at the camper. And then we do that until the camper closes. And then we, go Myrtle Beach, Florida, Mississippi we've been to in the winter, Texas. We do those vacations in the winter. We have gone in June. We do a family vacation, but again, that's more south, but that's in June. That's not, we usually go to like Myrtle Beach or Hilton Head. One year we went to Maine, which was awesome. That was a fabulous vacation. It was really cool to be up there. I would like to go back. I want to stay on the water, but it needs to be warmer. Maine is kind of chilly in June. Chilly for me for June. The place that we went to, we stayed in Rangeley, I think. Rangeley, I'm not really sure how you say it. We went to Bar Harbor, like on a day trip. But the town near where we stayed more foresty area, because that's what I wanted to stay on the ocean. I wanted to see the big ships coming in. I'm thinking probably ships that they don't really do anymore, but the big lobster ships and fishing ships. I wanted to be able to watch them come in on the ocean. And I guess I'm picturing more ships like, ships from Columbus. Columbus sailed the ocean blue. And those big boating, with the sails. I don't guess they really do that anymore. City girl here, not near any kind of big ocean ship. I mean, we have Lake Erie, and you do get a lot of big boats that come in on that, but you're not like fishing boats. And when you watch those shows where they do like the crab fishing and all that in Alaska, that's not the kind of boat I wanted to picture anyway. But I did want to be able to. My husband loves lobster. He never ate lobster. I'm going to say it's been about 10 years that he's been eating lobster. He never tried it. And once he learned that he liked it, I'm like, we need to go to Maine where we can watch the ships come in with the lobsters and run down to the, fish stand and buy them right off the ship. And you could make lobster. I would love for that to happen. but the rest of the family decided they wanted to go into the like more foresty area, so that is where we ended up. So that's a whole long tangent, not tangent, but a whole long story about we haven't been on spring break. No, I guess we really don't do spring break, but we do travel as often as we can. That is all 10 of the questions. And I do want to thank you all for watching. I want to thank Angela and Sam and Moose Mike all for tagging me. And now I have a list of people that I want to tag. I know that, and I don't know if these people have been tagged or not, except for Nancy, which She's Got Yarn Too. I know she was tagged with Angela, so she better do it. But I want to tag Anita from YOH Crochet. I would like to tag Elaine Brown. She's starting to do more videos, and I would love to know this stuff about you, Elaine, because I know that you do the birds, so I bet you do some gardening as well. I think you do. Jan, the Alaskan Crafter. How come I don't have Laura on here? Laura, did you do this already? Laura from Mad Mimi's Crochet and Farming, if you haven't done it. I was told we were supposed to tag 10 people. Angela only tagged 2, but because she thinks everybody's been tagged. Billy the Crafty Floridian, Julie from KS Mom Crochets, Cindy from Freeze Baby Fiber Frolics. I think I got that right. Robin from Roaming with Rover, Lynn Ann from Nina's Next Knots, and Joe from Joe's Web. Joe, I miss you, and I would love to see your face again. So please, if you see this, please come back. We miss you, and I would love to see you. And this would be a good way to get back and just do some tag questions. I hope to see you. Thank you all for watching this video, liking, subscribing, all of those things. And I will see you in my next video that I'm going to record right after this one, because I have a few things to talk about. Can you believe it? All right, bye.